Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Raven Rolls. I'm your DM, Paul, and this is session 2 of the Horizon Operative Terminus Flux. And with me, we have a few returning players and a new player. So we'll start off with Ashley. You want to introduce yourself? Maybe a little bit about your character and any channels you want to plug?
Sure. Good evening, everyone. My name's Ashley. I play Canary, aka Kate Moyer. She is a former police hostage negotiator who has found her way into the company and the weird world beyond. No YouTube channel.
All right, thank you, Ashley. Jose, you're up.
Hey everybody, my name's Jose, and today I'm playing Seth Smith, also known as Treasure, who he pretty much was a stray kid, and he ended up hearing about a doctor who was pretty much like engumenting people, so he saved up all the money he could, and ended up doing that, and then after that he ended up going to the military, doing like special ops, and then eventually he ended up in the organization.
Thank you, Jose. Josh, you're up.
Hello, everyone. I'm going to be playing Snipe, otherwise known as Bryce. He is a tortured soul, to say the very least. Very short of words, but big on actions.
Thank you, Josh. And Karen.
Hello, everyone. I'm Karen. I have a YouTube channel called Myth and Gears, where I've started a Genesis campaign of my own in a homebrew setting called Copper Gears and Black and Steel. And we're currently doing a campaign called Black Sails and Dark Skies. It's all piratey adventure goodness. Tonight, I'm going to be playing a lady by the name of Osprey. And she's, I guess what we could say is an empath. And she uses her talents for the company to get better deals with other companies and people and to help negotiate certain, I guess, interactions with them. She kind of sits in the corner and consults, is the word I would say.
All right, thank you. There's a few links to Karen's channel, Jose's channel, and also we left up the Dargon Gaming Squad for Chris, who can no longer be joining us. And yeah, so we'll get started. Our heroes managed to capture a strange creature. She was humanish, but also something a little more. They managed to subdue her and bring her in. She is a creature called a Kumiho, and they feed on on humans, and it gives them a sort of eternal life. That's as far as they understood. Now, we find out that Canary might have had a history with a creature such as this. Is it this one? She doesn't know. It's not that they're not common. Probably never seen one before, but Canary has seen two of them at least, one or two at least. So she's now. It is the next day, and they are called into a a meeting. They're looking to hopefully sit in on an interrogation of sorts, more of a negotiation, a discussion with this creature. But they're called into a meeting, and the three of them arrive, and their friend, well, they've only just met, I guess, Kestrel, is not there. In her place is an individual. Josh, would you want to describe your character?
You would see a man drenched in rather tattered military-grade clothing, gloves coming up only to the second notch of his fingers. His face wrinkled, a scar lining the side of his face. His facial expression is almost of stone, very hard, very rugged. He looks over to the three of you. You're late. Take your seats.
Now, the rest of you want to describe your characters and what they look like. We'll start off with Ashley, if you want to do just a brief description of what your character looks like.
She's a taller, slender woman, curly, long black hair, just a petite figure, but she's seen some weird things and she's ready to get to it. So she's more of an inquisitive type. That's kind of the best way to describe her. Yeah.
Okay. Jose?
Let's say Zach is, I would say, like 6'2". Let it like build. He's black. He has dreads and a goatee.
And Karen?
Osprey is also kind of a slight woman, not terribly tall. She's dressed in kind of like business attire at this point, except that kind of a juxtaposition is she's got this long straight hair, which is kind of shaved on one side. So it kind of goes against the business attire that she's got going there. And unlike the rest, when the guy says to have a seat, she does not. She actually retreats to a corner and kind of leans up against the wall.
Okay. Since it's just the four of you in, and before you can say anything else, I guess, the adjoining one of the other door opens up, and Spencer Hawk, your liaison to the CEO, also your director of operations, he walks in. And he says, "Oh, good, you're here. Had a little bit of an issue with the creature you brought in. First things first. Kestrel will not be joining us. She's been put on disciplinary action for a few of the items that she brought with you guys on your little mission. She didn't authorize, she didn't have the proper paperwork for some of them, and a few other things were just reassigned her for now. And in her place, we decided to bring up, this is Snipe here. He will be joining a little group.
And at that point, he stands up abruptly at attention as he's called essentially into role, looking at you almost with a menacing face his eyes glaring into almost all of your souls.
All right, at ease, soldier. I guess. Now, had a little issue. That creature you brought in. Yeah, she still has residue of magic, but of something otherworldly. But for all intents and purposes, she is human. We've run her tests over and over, and she's not registering as anything supernatural aside from just a residue of something. We find it hard, and it's a diminishing aura. It's like she's we had a we questioned her, and we found out that her her species, if they what we call kumihos, if they abstain from partaking in humans and their
Murder?
flesh.
You mean murder?
Yes. If they stop that, it's actually for I think she said like 1,000 years, something like that. They become human. She no longer has any of her abilities or stuff, and she she said she had to abstain for 1,000 years. So, it's a long time she was just passing on, mostly trying to be as human as possible, and now she did it, which he didn't know all this information before, but have people looking into it. But she said she would give us more information about her species or people and stuff, but she's not much to keep her on, I guess.
Then I think your eyes deceive you. I think she is more than she appears, as was evident by what we witnessed in our report that we presented. She's a threat to society. Who's to say she won't kill over the next 1,000 years?
Well, according to her, she is now fully human, so she will live the rest of her life as a human, so however long.
Oh, right. Totally believe the supernatural. That's a great idea.
Well, we have people looking into it, and she's not exhibiting any tendencies. Not that we will let her go just yet, but she will be with us for a while where we can monitor her, and we've had some of our people look into it, and she appears to be telling the truth. So,
if she's telling the truth, then there's more like her out there. We need to find them because they might not be quite as human as she is.
Josh, if you want, you can give me an untrained knowledge check. Difficulty for you, I would say I'll give it 4 purple.
An untrained knowledge check?
Yeah, just any knowledge, one that doesn't have any ranks in it.
Oh, so a normal one. I don't think I would know. Okay, screw it. Whatever. I'll try.
I wonder what do you have an idea what the advantage might be? That you haven't heard about this creature.
I think it would be look, it doesn't matter the specifics of the creature. The fact is we don't have what we needed. Let's move on.
Look, your job was to bring her in. She's being very cooperative. cooperative. And we'll let researchers deal with her. Don't worry, she's not being let go just yet. We want to make sure everything what she says is true. There was another issue. Basically, yesterday's mission was a bit of a test to see how well you work together. The three of you did a pretty good job for not knowing each other beforehand, and you brought her in without killing her, and none of you are hurt, at least not terribly. Oh, you guys, you guys are fully healed, by the way. I don't think you guys were hurt that much anyway, if at all. But now, basically, I brought you here to discuss a few more things. The real reason your group was brought together was for specific recon on a certain creature, and we'll have a Snipe here. We'll explain what information he has on them right now. But before Snipe has a chance, the power goes out in the building, at least in what you can see in this room. And any computer terminals just shut off, stuff like that. Lights, anything electronic in the room. Well, that's odd. We've been paying our electricity bill, and actually we got our own private generator, so that shouldn't have happened. He pulls out his cell phone and starts texting on it. He goes, one moment, and he heads into the other room, I guess. He opens the door, and there were lights on now. It's whatever light's coming in from the outside, but the room, yeah, it looks like the power's out in that room too.
Yeah, I think Trasher would just like, well, we can't really see anything, but he would probably go like, I knew this shit was too good to be true. Penetrable my ass.
What happened? Suddenly the internal alarm system goes off. You see some red flashing lights, like emergency lights, and an audible alarm as well.
What sets that alarm off?
It would have to be more than just like a small, like a breach of security. Something a little more serious would be the usual case. Like just someone entering the building is not going to set off a full alarm system. Evacuation, but it doesn't seem like it's the fire alarm. This is more like actually it looks like it is the fire alarm, but it's like there's different systems. There's probably a fire alarm system. There's a lockdown system as well, but it looks like they're all going off, like every possible alarm system, all the flashing lights. So it looks like, which is actually odd since the power is out too. Unless it's like the backup hasn't come on, but all these lights are going off.
If we look out into the hallway, do we see personnel running, fleeing, security coming by?
Yeah, you see some people poking their heads out because it's a little confusing where if it was just the evacuation, like a fire alarm, that's one thing. If it was a lockdown sequence, that would be something else. But some people are confused, and you see some security rushing down the hall as well.
So there is like alarm lights going off and stuff?
Yeah, there's alarms. So what you would imagine a fire alarm, which is also doubles as like an evacuation alarm, but then there's also a lockdown uh, alarm as well. Actually, the windows panels cover all the windows.
So I would turn around and I would be like, I don't know about you guys, but something's definitely going on, and I'm going to get my weapon and my armor. So is anybody coming with me?
Basically, the place has gone into lockdown. Is that what you're saying? Like the windows, the coverings on windows, and
So the lockdown is initiated, which is the windows are being like panels are covering them, but the evacuation alarm is on as well. So it's not normal for both of them to be on at the same time. One is like stay put, almost get safe, and the other one is leave the building.
and which direction are you said the security were going by the room? They going towards the more into the building, or were they running towards out of the building?
Well, you guys are higher up. They were headed probably to a security office that's down the hall. Unless their radios work, I guess maybe they're just following procedure. Something like this is not really standard procedure, so they're probably heading to a central location for this floor.
Is any of the security personnel running by us? Can I try to grab one and ask him what he knows, like just to get his attention?
Let's see. If you want, you can roll. Where's the skills? You can try to roll. You want to grab one or just get their attention?
I mean, if they're running by, she would probably have to kind of, grab an arm as they run by or something.
Let's try coordination, I guess. See if you can grab them as they're running by. Difficulty. We'll say 2 purple, but we'll put a setback because they're running.
Do you want me to add it, or are you adding it?
You know what? Let's try again. See, I think you have to do it, but let me just try one more time.
All right. Tell me when you're ready.
Okay, try now. No, that didn't work. Oh, I know why. Roll it again. I think I know exactly what happened.
Ready?
Yeah, roll again. Yeah, whenever you alter one of the numbers, you have to click out of the box for it to almost like pressing enter.
Oh.
But it didn't do anything. It rolled. Do you see the results?
Yeah.
I don't see the results. So
I don't see the results. I see the dice rolls, but no results.
Okay, so that's.
I think it completely canceled out. That's why.
Oh, that's why.
Oh, it did. Didn't it?
Yeah, you have 3.
Counting it up.
So nothing happened. You go to grab them, and you don't grab them in time. So it'd be nice if it said result and put nothing. But so that was a complete wash. So yeah, you missed one running by. You didn't grab him. He was, I guess, too fast.
All right. Well, in this case, I'm going to probably pull my weapon out, and I'm going to start following after the security guy.
It's interesting that your story point pool. Okay, there. I forced the update, but it didn't work. So make sure everyone clicks sync with pool with GM under story points, because you had 2 GM points and 4 players. So just make sure everyone does it so it says 4 and 1. Okay. Sorry, what did you want to do anything else, Ashley, as he runs by?
I would probably call out to him and start kind of chasing after him, following to where he's going. I gotta find a source of information.
I forget, were you part of the company before? Or you just started with this group?
Just started with this group. So I would know where anything is in the building.
So you are a new hire.
Mm-hmm.
You've only been with them, I can even say, just a few weeks at the most. And you're now chasing the security guy.
Yeah, police officer in action. Let's do this.
Okay, let me just check something to see. What do you say to him?
What's going on? I mean, like, at its most basic. I mean, I gotta get him to acknowledge me first. What do you know? What's going on?
Please, go back, get into a room and just stay down for now. We don't know what's going on. It's better to be safe. So go back to your room and stay there. Close the door.
What set the alarm off?
Don't know. Got to find out. Can't talk. And he keeps running down the hall. You're gonna follow him?
No, because I don't want to split from the group too much. So I'll probably come back and see. Probably ask Osprey something, because maybe if she knows any information, because she's a company girl.
Did he say anything to you?
No, he wouldn't tell me anything, but clearly something's going on.
Clearly, I mean, I've never seen this happen before. This makes no sense.
Someone could roll a computers check, I guess, and see. Karen, you can roll it since you brought it up. You said you've never seen anything like this. If you want to roll a computers check, because you understand the company better, I guess.
Sure. Not that I understand computers at all.
Oh, you got 2 green. Roll. We'll say it's not too bad. 2 purple. And you know what? Give yourself a boost since you are an employee. You might know procedure better.
Okay. That didn't work right. Why did it give me a yellow? Two green, a blue, 2 purple. Oh, there we go.
What do you mean? You know exactly about the computer system.
Apparently.
Yeah, this is not. You know, everything is computerized, but you guys have a state-of-the-art system. It's unless something managed to hack it, but that would be you have to be a really good hacker to hack their system here. And for something like that, yeah, it would be a total system error. Something must be in and forcing all of these things to go off and controlling power and security as well. If they have access to all that, they could have access to a lot more. Maybe even access to the special. I can't think of words right now. Where your guest is staying, have access to other stuff as well, just like total security of the building and everything.
So I am relaying this to Canary, and as I'm talking about that, all of a sudden I look at her and I said, "Oh shit, the prisoner. I think we should go check on her right now. What if somebody's trying to break her out?"
I think that's a great idea. Guys, let's go.
Hawk pops his head in and say, I have no idea what's going on. You know what? If you guys are gonna, I know some of you. I know your personality. Some of you are gonna not listen when I say to stay here. So try to stay out of the way. Security, help them out if possible. Make sure everyone stays in their secure for now. I don't know if this is going to get any worse. And and then he goes back to his phone and it's like talking to someone on it.
So Trasher would look at Snipe and he would be like, you were in the military, right?"
He kind of looks over to you, kind of nods. "Look, this is a very simple thing. We have a 2317. There's a breach in the system. Find the breach, find the leak, get everything shut down before it begins. If we find the leak, we find where to go from here."
Yeah, he would like nod back at him and then he would be like, "So why don't we escort the ladies to the prisoner, and after that we get our weapons, and then after that we can seal the breach like you say." Sounds good?
I suppose, but they look pretty strong themselves. If they want to protect the prisoner, that's their thing. But the main priority, especially of this division, is to find the breach and seal it before it even needs to be a thing. If we must escort. But the longer we wait to seal the breach, the worse off we are.
Just clarification. Specifically, this is not a hacker in your system. If that's what it is not exactly your realm of what your job description is. Even the two of you that were previous employees. Jose, you weren't a previous employee, were you?
Nope, I'm a rookie.
So, the two of you that are previous employees, it wasn't in your job descriptions before to do this, and it's not in it now with being reassigned to this this new group. But as I said, I'm not saying it's not something you should do. It's just not normally your job. It's unless it has to do with something. You guys are more acquisitions, I think is a good word. You acquire things for research purposes.
Of course. Where my mind's at is Bryce has nothing else to do with his time, so he's read every handbook, every code of ethics, everything that it's ever been printed for the division, which I think is kind of where his mind's at, if that makes sense. If not, then I can redact the last couple statements, but
That's all right. Listen here, rookie. You might want to find the leak. Leave that to the techie. Our job is to protect everyone and keep them safe. And there are very dangerous prisoners being held in this building. We need to ensure that all employees within this building are safe and secure. And that is done by making sure all prisoners are secured.
I will actually agree with the information you have, even though she is technically, loosely put, an acquisition, the prisoner. So technically she could fall under your, you guys are more external acquisitions, but given the nature of this, that could be considered part of your job. At least to check in. Not that I'm trying to influence you. I'm just based on what Ashley's line of thinking.
No, I can see that. And I almost see it like, fine, I don't know what you brought and I don't want to know. But if anything turns south, I must do what I have to do.
What you have to do is keep people safe. Now move it. Let's go. Osprey, would you mind leading the way?
Absolutely. She would start out the door and head towards where they would keep the acquisitions.
Yeah, Treasure would walk right next to her, and you figure that Bryce would do the same with the other one.
I'll take the rear.
Are on the 9th floor. Actually, no. If Hawk's office is there, you guys are probably, we'll say, 20 floors. So you guys are on the 19th. No, we'll say 20th floor. Acquisitions is in the basement.
So Osprey would actually then head towards the stairwell because with all the systems going haywire, she does not trust the elevators.
8th sub-basement.
Oh, geez.
Sorry, that's what I rolled.
At least it's down.
Well, so that's 28 floors, I guess. You gotta take the stairs.
At least it's down and not up.
Exactly.
There are, just so you guys have a rough idea, there are security floors. There's the security on every floor, just like a small security office. But if you were thinking of, because I know someone mentioned it, more of an armory, that is further down, probably on the first sub-basement. So it's right near the main floor. But it's right over there. There's probably a secondary armory. Yeah, I guess would be further up. We'll say in the middle on the 10th floor.
Is it key card access, or how do you get into the armory?
The armory that you guys probably requisition stuff for, well, actually not you, Josh, but the rest of you, has been the one sub-basement. That's where they have... the smaller ones will have maybe some more handguns and maybe some basic body armor. Nothing in the event of an emergency. It's usually the guards might go there, grab their gear. It's almost like a... I don't know if barracks is the right word. It's like there's change rooms. They go in, grab their gear, like a small armory. The other stuff is down, I said, in the sub-basement 1, where you've been, but there's someone there. You don't just swipe a card. Well, I guess you got to swipe a card to get in, but you then have to requisition from someone. They're not like right there available. So yeah, you guys don't have authorization to just walk in and grab stuff, but you have Sorry?
Said I have a taser.
You do?
Screw it. I have a rink and brawl. Let's go ahead. Let's go hand to hand. Let's go.
You guys don't even have a target. You guys are want to fight something.
Hey, in these situations, you got to prepare for the worst.
For the baton, you can use melee or brawl. It does only 2 damage. But it has disorient 2 on it. That's for the baton.
Oh, so you're giving me my baton. Perfect. Cool. So I have baton.
Yeah, you wanted a baton, you got a baton. But I said you can use melee or brawl for that. 2 damage, 5 critical, engaged range. It's encumbrance of 2. Man, not that it matters right now, but you have a hard point on it for upgrading.
All right, that's fine. Let's go bash some skulls. All right, so then I'm following whoever's in the lead, heading towards the stairs.
So you guys know where the sub-basement, where it is. So you guys all know where you're going if you're headed to, we'll call it Acquisitions Holding. I guess, for lack of a better word.
I guess as we're proceeding down the stairs, if we're passing anyone, I'm encouraging them just to seek a safe spot and shelter in place. Just trying to get everyone away from where we're going.
Yeah, you see a few people. They don't really know who any of you are, but they'll. You look kind of important, so. And you have ID cards. Actually, your clearance level's pretty high. They can see on the ID card, so they'll. I'll say you guys, yeah, intimidating enough that they'll people will listen to you. These are the common employees. We'll listen to you without a roll. Okay, so you guys, are you stopping anywhere, or are you going straight down? Well, so where are you headed? Acquisitions holding? Armory along the way? Secondary armory? Or leaving the building?
Osprey is headed towards acquisitions holding.
Okay, the rest of you following her all the way?
Well, let me ask. As far as the armories are concerned, is one easier to get into without authorization than the other?
You guys do not have authorization to get into where the weapons are. You'll have to ask someone.
Then yeah, no, we're going straight down to the basement. No time to waste.
Now, under this sort of thing, unless they might be people in the armory who could get you something, it's possible. But so you guys are headed straight down? Okay. Let me know if anyone wants to stop over before getting down to acquisitions holding. I should say live acquisitions.
Before we go through the live acquisitions, like the stairwell door into that area, I'd like to pause and kind of assess what's beyond the door. Like if I can hear anything, that kind of thing. If there's like a commotion going on, or I don't want to just blindly run into it.
Okay. So anyone else want to do anything before heading in?
I think as Osprey stopped, considering I'm in the back, I would stop behind her and, assess kind of what's going on. The scene, if people are running away, screaming and shouting, or if it's, what's going on.
Okay, sorry. I distracted myself. Did you say you were? What did you say you were doing, Ashley?
I'm stopping behind Osprey.
Jose, are you? So basically, Osprey is stopped.
I'm
You
just
guys-
getting ready. I'll get my taser out just in case.
So which taser was that again? That was the compact stunner?
Yeah, compass center.
And that one is... Oh, that's the... I think we said that's a standard taser where you have to touch someone with it.
Yeah.
Okay. Josh, anything? You just... Okay. You guys open the doors and head onto the level, and we lost Josh. Did we lose? Jose, you're still there? Okay.
No, I'm still here, but 1 second. My roommate just knocked on my door.
Yeah, before opening the door, I'd like to see if I can hear beyond it to see if there's any commotion.
All right. We'll get another roll in. That is perception.
Yeah, and before I do that, could I actually augment? I'd like to cast augment so that I can perceive better. So basically give myself a, is it a boost, an additional
Augment.
skill.
Select one target
So-
with engaged and makes a check. Default is average. If the check is successful. Okay, so yeah, so you're giving yourself like guidance, I guess.
Yeah, it basically gives myself another die.
Okay.
But I have to roll for that, right?
Yeah, so give me an average difficulty check with your casting skill.
Okay.
It's basically I think I gave you the link to it, so you could pull up you can print out one of these. We'll call it a spell sheet. You can write in if there's something you commonly do. You can write the full difficulty down if you wanted.
Right, okay. So I got 4 successes and 2 threat.
Okay, so that normally, casting a spell normally costs, is it 2 strain?
I believe so, yeah.
So, Josh, just to let you know and anyone listening, so when you cast, no, he's not, Josh is not here. What am I saying? Okay, so you take 2 strain, and let's see if he messaged. Quick thing. No. So 2 strain, and you can't recover any strain with advantages if you happen to roll. But let me see. What would you think the 2 threats would be? Just 2 more strain, or do you think something else? Looks like we lost Josh. His internet went out. Karen, do you have any ideas for the 2 threats?
Yeah,
That's combat.
What if we gave so the 2 threats, so I'm trying to kind of project my mind a little bit so that I can perceive into that hallway. But in the process of doing so, if there is any enemy spellcasters or anybody that's attuned to it, they will actually know that I'm there and they will get a boost die when targeting me.
Actually, I have an idea.
Sure.
Don't worry.
Okay.
Nothing happens that you can see.
Okay, so I get to perceive through the door?
You get to roll, yes.
Okay. Okay. And what is the difficulty?
So you're just trying to listen in?
Yeah, I've kind of projected my mind to the other side, so I want to kind of like see and if there what's going on.
Okay, so yeah, you extend your senses and you're trying to see if you can figure out what's on the other side. So we'll make it 2 difficulty.
Okay, and I would like to use a story point.
Okay. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. So is that automatically going to do it, or do I have to upgrade?
No,
upgrade.
Click upgrade.
Okay, so
you don't have to do don't put in the dice pool your numbers. You could click so just put here
okay, that did not work.
So okay, so yeah, before you roll, basically, so the way because I just set it up, you don't put your dice in there for your skill. So you have the 1 upgrade, and what was it, the 2 difficulty, and then you click on your skill.
And you have to add a green die because I gave myself that from the magic.
There you go. Okay, so try it.
So now hit the skill?
Yes, the skill roll. There we go.
Okay, that's right.
And that worked. Okay.
So I really get to
Oh
see
my
what I want.
goodness. Triumph. Okay. Let's start off. So you project to the other side, and you're trying to sense what's going on. Let me see 1 second here. So this was augment. Let me see if it gives me any suggestions.
This is actually perception because the augment, we did that one already. So this is
Yeah. No, I'm
triumph
just
on
going to
perception.
see a way of wording it.
Okay.
Okay. And okay, so Josh is going to try to join us, but he doesn't know if he can stay the whole game. Okay, as you're looking, you're projecting yourself to the other side of the door, and there's nothing going on the other side. You can let's see. There's nobody. You don't hear anything at all on the other side. And, just trying to see what I don't know. I'm trying to figure out what to do with the triumph. But further down, you can hear some people screaming, yelling, maybe. Little disorganized. You can't. You can make out a few of the things and say, people are confused. Like, what's going on? The security's down. The doors are open, but you don't really. You can't really piece a lot together. It's further down, but you're still managing to hear it. And do you have an idea for the advantage or the triumph? Okay, for the advantage, as you were, it's not exactly perception, but you are sort of looking. You realize this, that the door is locked. It's sealed shut. Because you can see the locks are in place as you were projecting your mind through to the other side. And an idea for the triumph?
The triumph, do I actually maybe pinpoint the acquisition that we know about so that I know which room she would have been in?
You hear that where the people are. You can hear the people. That it's in that direction. You know what? I will give if you. Well, do you have an idea for the triumph or?
No, I was just thinking that maybe I could see the acquisition because I'd seen her before, so I knew what I was looking for, and so maybe I could see the room that she was in for the acquisition or for the triumph.
It's a bit far. You actually can hear her talking, saying, "I'm not going anywhere." Do you have any idea what's going on? Just calm. Seems like she's actually trying to calm people down. Okay. She says, "Just calm down. We're in this together. Don't." And then you hear actually some of the security, and they're pointing. They think they're pointing guns at her. It's like, "Don't move," and she seems to trying to be calming people down.
Okay, I'll turn to Canary, and so what you guys see is Osprey kind of leans against the door, and she looks like she's concentrating extremely hard, and then all of a sudden it's like she's kind of goes into a little bit of a trance. And then she kind of shakes out of it and turns to you, Canary, and basically says, the doors are all open. There's nothing really going down, but the acquisition seems to be calm and trying to diffuse the situation down there. But I also know that this door is locked, and she turns to Thrasher. I'm not sure how we're going to get in there.
Sorry, looking at is he your lockpick?
I have a question. Are the doors like electronic doors?
Yeah, they're computerized, so there's
Can
like
I
an
take my
electronic.
taser and like jam it in the panel and see if I can open it that way?
You can try.
All right, what do you want me to do first, man?
Let's see. What do you think? Mechanics check.
I was just trying to jam the thing in there and like shock the thing, see if it would like power up the door. I'm trying to like fuss with it. Like I'm not that smart.
I know that. Oh, the character. Okay. Kidding. I'm kidding. Yeah, but I would still say a mechanics check. I will give you a boost die.
Gotcha. Can I use the story point too?
You can use a story point, and the difficulty will be daunting. 4 purple.
Oh, Jason. Are you doing the difficulty or do I set it up here?
You can set it up.
4 purple. You're horrible, man.
I can set it up on your sheet if I wanted to.
Alright, let's see. So you said mechanic?
Did you set it up on? I don't see.
Yeah, I put 4 purple.
Did you click out? So 1 blue, 4 purple, and then 1 upgrade, and then use the story point. Okay.
So 1 blue, 4 purple, right?
Yes. So click out of the box when you're done, and the upgrade as well.
What's the upgrade?
Right underneath the. Well, you said you're using a story point, right?
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Wish me luck.
Okay. How did you do that? Okay. Somehow, I have no idea how, you managed to short circuit the lock, but you also caused the feedback. You take a point of stun damage, and right now your stunner is disabled.
Alright, so does that mean I'm on my ass right now?
Sure, you get knocked back, and so you take a strain point, and right now your stunner's it doesn't work. You overloaded it, big spark, but somehow the door reset. It's unlocked now. You hear a big chunk, and it unlocks. So yes, your lockpick worked.
I knew he could do it all along.
All right, so you guys are opening the door. Who's opening the door?
Wouldn't be me because I'd be on the floor for a second. I'm, trying to process.
And I would step back away from the door and just kind of look at Snipe.
Is it one of those doors where you kind of have to do like elevator door and like pull it open? Or is it like a normal door?
This one is just a normal door. Just thinking with the way wounds and strain work, you start at 0. Just wanted to make sure everyone is on the same page. I updated Jose's character. So 0 wound, 1 strain is what you would be at. So we're all on the same page. So when I look at your character, realize he's not unconscious.
So baton in hand, Snape will just kind of open the door kind of slowly to make sure there's no immediate threat. And depending if there is an immediate threat, he would just open the door completely.
Okay, you get a little, not no damage, but you get a little shock from the door, and the hairs on back of your arm stand up.
Oof. Rather electrifying, don't you think? As he kind of twiddles his fingers in the air, watching his hair kind of rise up. It almost seems to thrill him.
So you're going through first?
Yeah, I'll go through first.
Okay, once you open the door, you can hear a little bit of commotion down the hallway. There's hallway goes straight and we'll say to the right. But straight down that you hear the bit of commotion, people talking, and
is it well lit, or is it like backup lighting where it's kind of still dark but you can kind of see? Or
lights are over here are flickering, so it's not the best lighting conditions, but you can make your way down. It's almost the emergency lighting is flickering, we'll say.
I'm going to follow in the door behind him. I'm actually going to unholster my pistol at this point. I'm still going to hold it by my side, though, so it's not as obvious that it's been drawn. Like, I'm not holding it up, but then I'll proceed down the hallway right behind Snake.
I'm waiting till everybody else goes through. I'm last.
Okay, so you're attacked from behind? No. Okay, so Thrasher gets up and you dust yourself off, I guess.
Yeah, he shakes a little, like, try to shake it off. And
I'd give him a hand. I'd reach out to offer you a hand.
I do have a quick question for you.
Sure.
So, since we gave her equipment, right, like my axe and my armor and stuff,
Yeah.
what are the chances that I could use the story point and say that I have my combat knife hidden in my boots so I can use that?
You want to use the story point to say you have a combat knife hidden?
Yeah.
So you illegally brought a weapon.
I figured they were too busy, like, seeing me take off all this shit that they're not going to search me, so...
Did you go home for the night, or did you stay and sleep in the office?
He stayed.
All right, you can use a story point for that. If you left, you would have went through a metal detector, so that'd be kind of hard to leave and come back and keep a knife on you. I'll say you had your own knife, but we'll say you leave it on the base unless you take it with you. So we'll say you have one. Use a story point for that. So you guys giving me all these points. I got to start using them. Okay, so you help Thrasher up, and you notice on his arm there is use the story point for the knife. You can use your last story point to see if there's an axe. Yeah, you notice that he's a little singed on his hand where you helped him up, where he got shocked. Little black mark. Did you want to use a story point to find an axe?
Nah, I feel comfortable with a knife.
Let's see. The combat knife is melee. Yeah. So you guys are proceeding down the hall. You're getting closer. So you're good, Josh? Okay. All right, so you guys make it down the hall. You can hear a bit of the commotion, and things are getting intense right now with the guards are, you can hear them a little anxious, a little worried of what's going on, and you can hear the voice of the Kumiho. She's trying to be calm and trying to diffuse the tension down there. So Snipe, you head in first. You haven't been down here, and you haven't seen this creature, but you would have had access to the report and know a little bit about. But it depends how much if you would have read it or not. But there wasn't much in the report. This was more of a debriefing what was going on. So the full report isn't up.
Oh, so that's what one of those look like.
This one actually looks like a beautiful woman. There's no nothing strange about her. But then again, all of you were human.
So then, is there any identifying mark to make this creature that I'm seeing essentially for the first time as the creature that was brought in?
She is the only reason you think that it's her. She's standing inside the cell with her hands up, trying to calm people down, but nothing. She looks fully human. Like, let's say party members look, we'll say, a little more abnormal than she does. She looks, aside from being very beautiful, she looks normal, for lack of a better word. Okay, so you walk in, so you look around. Is there anything else, Snipe?
I was expecting to actually see the tails. This is rather disappointing. As he kind of grips his baton a little harder and walks in very cautiously.
Okay. Who's next? That would be Canary. I guess you're the next one in. You see her in there. She looks just like she did before. Well, obviously different clothing. They have her in just a basic outfit now, but she appears to be fully human, more so than she did before, I guess, if that was
Okay. So I understand that she is trying to calm the mood. What are the security guards? Are they pointing weapons at her? Are they saying anything?
They're telling her. They seem very distraught, like they have their guns pointed at her. They don't look like they're calm right now. They should be a lot more calm in the situation, being security. There's a couple of other personnel. Karen Kestrel will, sorry, Osprey. You recognize some of them. You've worked with them. They usually deal with this sort of thing. They're very good at what they do. Actually, one of them has some similar abilities to what you have. A little more focused in negotiation stuff. So, but you've never seen her outside of the environment like this. So, and they actually are both cowering behind a desk.
But no weapons drawn.
Not the two of them. These are a little more civilian. They're hiding behind a desk. You can see them because they're on your side. They're hiding, and the guards are. And one of the guards turns, starts pointing a gun at you guys, and says, "Stay there! Don't move. Who are you?"
At this point, I would kind of freeze, and I'm going to kind of hold my hand out and be like, "It's okay. We're on your side. Lower the weapon."
She's got a gun.
So do you. Lower the weapon.
Excuse me. I'm security here. Who are you? Like, he seems very, like, he doesn't look like he's very stable right now. You might want to. You want to try negotiation or something?
Yep, I'll try to negotiate him to lower his weapon.
Okay. let me see. Let me see. We'll try this again. I'll do the difficulty. Can use a story point. And okay, try to roll now and see if that works.
Negotiation.
Ooh.
Well.
Threat. He says, "Drop your gun now," and he points it right at you.
Ooh.
Until I know who's who. I know what my job is, and no one else is authorized to have guns. Drop it.
I was authorized for my gun, but I will holster it, and I will, slowly move my hand and holster my weapon, and then show him both empty hands.
Roll it again. Hold on. I'm gonna. Okay, roll it again.
Another negotiation.
Oh, hold on. Why was only? Oh, never mind. Yeah, roll another negotiation.
Depending if you would allow it, I would kind of start to reach for my badge and like show him our clearance level and just kind of put my finger to my mouth to tell him to just like calm down and stay quiet.
Okay, so Canary, you start to holster it, and he says, "No, drop it. Put it on the ground now, gently." But what would you like the advantages to be? Do you have an idea?
Can I drop it without having to kick it closer to him or away from me?
He said to put it down, so you can interpret that how you want. But it looks like, you know what? If you do that, he'll you can recover a strain, and then he looks like he'll calm down a bit if you put the gun down.
All right, so I'm just gonna bend over slowly and just set the gun down right beside my foot, but on the floor, and stand back up slowly, showing him my empty hand.
Okay, you
We're
show.
here to help.
Sorry.
We're just here to help.
So you show them your ID badge. Is that
Correct.
Let's try.
It's not like to intimidate him or whatever. It's just like to kind of use his leadership and like gain control of the situation. Like,
Actually,
look, we're higher up.
You know what? Let's try this. Okay. Roll leadership.
Against how many purple?
I set it up already.
Oh, okay. Sorry, not used to roll 20.
Yeah, no problem. I think I can do it. I figured out what I was doing wrong. Let's see if it works. So
You said leadership?
yes.
All right. Roll.
Oh boy.
Okay.
Okay.
Right. That's how that
I got it. But you're not authorized to carry weapons. You're not security. Fine. You guys have security clearance, like high up, but you're not. I wasn't told about having weapons. So, I will give you 2 strain. So go up. Okay, so I accidentally. Yeah, never mind. So you took 2 strain, and I'll. They appeared to calm down, but when you showed them your badge, they, one of them still keeps an eye on you, but still has his gun pointed up at you. It's like, okay, we understand you're here to help. But you know what? We have the situation at hand, which we can't be dealing with all these distractions. All right, let's Thrasher. What would you like to do?
I can't say nothing.
No. Okay.
But damn. Let's see. So you said one of the guys is fine, but the other one's having a problem.
Well, there's still the guy who's pointing the gun at her. Well, you know what? They both. They're not pointing the guns at you. They're pointing it at her. One seemed to calm down a bit. The other one's still a bit freaking out a bit.
All right, I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna pretty much go over there, and I'm gonna get right in front of him, like right in front of him. That's all I'm gonna do, and then I will get face to face with him, and he will be like, "Look, we brought her in, and we want to make sure nothing happens, and so if he's gonna shoot anybody, he's gonna have to shoot me."
So you're going to stand between the two security guards, the prisoner, but right in front of his face?
I'm gonna get right in front of this guy.
So he's holding the gun out.
Yeah, him. The one holding the gun. I'm gonna get right in front of his gun, and then I'm gonna tell him, "Look, we brought the prisoner in. We're going to make sure nothing happens to her, and it seems like you guys might end up either shooting her or by accident or actually meaning to. So I'm gonna make sure nothing happens."
Okay. Give me. Give me. Where is it? Give me a coercion check. Let me set the difficulty. Oh, sorry, wrong way. I'll fix that in them. Hold on. Let me. Okay. Roll a coercion check. Oh my goodness. Oh, wait. Why are there.
There's like 6 difficulty die.
That is totally wrong. Let's try this again.
I was about to say, like, holy crap.
Clear your dice pool. Okay, try it again. Roll a coercion. Okay, not as bad. It is a failure. He's gonna freak out and shoot you. That's 4th threat.
And if he shoots, I can't attack back until my turn, right?
Well, we're gonna probably roll initiative at this point. You take. I'll be nice a little.
No, don't be nice. If he shot me, I need to take it. It's all good.
You know what? Okay, fine. 20 damage? No. It's a rocket propelled grenade launcher? No. Okay, missile launcher, 30. It's a heavy pistol, so you take just 7 just straight up 7 points of damage minus your soak, which is what's your soak?
6.
Well, you're not wearing armor anymore.
Okay, 5 then.
Excuse me?
My normal suck without armor is 5, so I only take 2 damage then.
Where's the combat vest? Okay, you're not. How do you remove? I guess you got to actually take off the combat vest, right?
No, I'm just saying, I was calculating it. It says my soak is 1 and my defense is 1. So that means that I have normally 5 soak.
Right. And I said 7 damage, so you just took 2 from point blank on a gun. So he just ends up grazing your shoulder, but yeah, he shot you. All right, let's roll initiative. You guys were you can roll either vigilance or what's it called? Man, it's been a while. Vigilance or cool. Yeah, sorry, re-roll. Make sure you clear the snipe. You have to re-roll. To roll initiative, it is. Where's initiative, guys? For you guys, it's a special button.
It's in the weapons tab.
Oh, okay. Well, the new player figured it out before me. Okay. Oh, and it says right there, if prepared. So it'd be cool, but if you have a better vigilance, I'll let you roll that for now. Okay, let's start. Where's that? Okay. Okay, let's try this. Ashley, what did you get? How many successes? How many advantages? If you get a triumph, let me know as well. But just say success and advantage.
3 success, 4 advantage.
Okay, I think I should have done this a different way, but I will try it. Next would be Karen.
2 and 4.
I think it automatically does it, but I didn't clear it last time. Jose?
What's up?
What's your successes and advantages?
1 second. I got 3 success and 2 advantage.
Advantage? Okay, and Josh?
2 success, 2 advantage.
What just happened? Oh, boy. I'm going to have to... Hold on. Right-click a token. Choose that. Do you remember how to add a token?
No.
Yeah, you have to go to your character sheet and drag your character out onto the screen.
Oh no, but I did it before. Oh, here we go. There's a 4. Okay, don't worry about it's all right. Let's try this. Yeah, normally you need your character. Oh, but I messed up. Okay, let's try that again. Ashley, what's your initiative? One day we'll get this right.
Sorry, it was, where'd I go? 3 success, 4 advantage.
What the? Oh, let's try this again. 3-4, right?
Yes.
Okay, Karen. 2-4. In the last episode, maybe we'll get this all sorted out. Okay, Jose?
3-2.
And Josh?
2-2.
And wrong side. Two. Okay. That didn't. Should have done that. Oh well, we'll just manually sort it. Okay. Well, all right. Let's see. So the guards freak out. You step in front of the gun, Thrasher, and they freak out and shoot. And the gun goes off and goes right past. It just clips your shoulder because you were stepping in front, and it went off. Who would like to act first? You have 4 slots. All 4 of you can act. So, well, which order would you like to?
If no one opposes, I'm going to drop to the floor and grab my gun.
Okay, so we'll say that's a maneuver to. Well, if you're going to drop to the floor, then yeah, if you reach down and grab it, I think that might be an incidental. Karen?
That
Or,
would be more of a. Where's the table in relation to where I'm standing?
it's a few feet away from you.
Would it be worth kind of a grab gun and scramble behind table movement?
You might get a little bit of, yeah, you'll get a little bit of cover from them if they start shooting you. That's what you're expecting. There are 2 people there now, and they seem to be freaking out a little. They're not combat trained.
All right, so if that's okay, that's what I'll do. I'll grab my gun, get behind the table. I'm going to encourage them just to stay down and stay low.
Sure, we'll say with the one maneuver, you can reach down, grab your gun, and move over there. Not a problem.
Yeah.
Would you like to do anything?
I'm going to call out to them, stop shooting.
Would you like to negotiate with him?
I will try negotiation again.
Okay. Second here. Okay. Go ahead. Oh, you had 2 extra green in your pool.
Why do I have 2 green in my pool?
Let's try that again. Okay, that's cleared.
Okay.
Or did I? Maybe I forgot it. 1 second. Okay, pool is cleared. It is. All right, one more time. Because, oh boy, you're still.
Jeez.
I. you're calm. You've switched into negotiator mode. You can recover 2 strain or come up with something else for your 2 advantage. Maybe they're focused on you now.
Yeah, I'll take their full attention.
Okay, they're focused on it. Well, one of them is. We'll say one of them is totally focused on you, but and it's the same one. He says, "I told you to put your gun down."
So I think at this point I wouldn't really have my gun up and aiming. I'm still kind of getting, that grip on it. So you don't think it would still be hidden behind the table?
Well, it's not on the ground anymore. He goes, all of you back away out of the room. Put the gun back down. Do not make me repeat myself. Okay. Who's next?
I think if no one opposes, Snipe would just very callously walk up straight to them and grab the gun and be like, "We're here to secure the situation. Either you get your together or you quit." I was trying to find a nice way to make it family appropriate. Or you quit.
It's okay. I should say, yeah, sometimes language is going to be used. We're adults here. So, you're gonna grab the weapon?
So essentially, yeah, he's walking up and like grabbing the top of the pistol and like pushing it down towards the floor so it's not aiming at anyone.
Oh, you're not grabbing it, you're just gonna push it down?
Well, it's like he's grabbing the bezel of the gun, the longer end of the gun, and pushing it down to the floor. Like, we're not your enemy. Get your stuff together or quit.
What do you guys think? Coordination check? You have to get in and grab it quickly before he moves it out of the way, I guess. You guys agree? Okay.
So what am I rolling? My headphone fell out.
So roll your coordination. Go ahead whenever you're ready.
Hold on, I'm getting used to you. Roll 20. Okay, roll. Oh shit.
Yeah, he moves it out of the way and points it at you again, and says, and you're a little off balance. Like, you stepped up, you go to grab it, and he sort of actually sidesteps out of the way and points the gun at you.
Now, wouldn't I have gotten a bonus die seeing as his attention was focused on Ashley? Because essentially I'm walking up to him when his attention is somewhere else. So essentially I would have caught him off guard.
Okay.
Just curious.
You got 1 success, but you still have the 2 threats. So you managed to put the gun down, but you're like, you stepped in, went to grab the gun, but you're at a bad angle right now. Like, you sort of opened yourself up because you're holding the gun down, but you're like exposed yourself.
I think he kind of like knows that risk, and he's just like, I'm not your enemy, so I'm willing to like risk myself for the sake of the cause.
Yeah, you opened yourself up. Okay, that's perfect. All right. Thrasher or Osprey?
Go ahead, Thrasher.
Oh boy. Okay. So the guy who shot me, I would look at him, and I would just straight look at him, and the whole time I would slowly grab the knife from my boot ring it up. And he would look at her and be like, "You shot me, so that means that if I kill you, I can get away with it." And he's not gonna stab him, but he's gonna stab the other dude in the arm with the knife.
So you're gonna stab someone?
Yeah, I'm gonna stab the dude's arm so that way I can disarm him. The other guy, the one that he put the gun down on.
So the one whose gun is pointed out, you're gonna stab him in the arm?
Hell yeah.
One of the what, you're gonna stab security in the arm. Okay.
Yeah, the cameras are down, so if I kill somebody or two, they won't know.
I didn't say the cameras are down. You don't know that.
It's all good.
So would I be able to like try to stop him, or even use like, I don't know if everybody would be okay with like using a story point to try and like grab the knife. Like, this is not why we're here.
Is my taser still not working, or?
Sorry?
Is my taser still not working?
You'll have to examine it or try it without knowing.
Okay, well, I'll be nice and I'll try to tase the guy who shot me.
So, okay. Okay, so anyone trying to stop him, or you said something about a story point? So you're approaching him. Do you still pull out your knife?
No, I'll grab the taser and I'll tase the dude with the gun still pointed at me.
Okay, what happened to the initiative? Why does it say 4 now?
And if you don't mind, I'll use the points so that way I know the thing works.
Okay, do you guys know what this initiative was? Was it 2-4 or something like that? It doesn't really matter. We know it was...
Yeah, it was 2-4 because that was mine when I rolled. Yeah.
I don't know why it became a 4.
Yeah, there was 3-4, 2-4, 2-2, and 3-2, and then 2-0.
It doesn't... as long as there's 4 initiatives in there. Okay, so you want to use a story point?
Yeah, to make sure that the thing is working.
Okay, click on it.
And then when I use it, I'm going to double aim.
Okay, so take 2 strain and give yourself 2 boost die.
Alright, let me know when to roll.
Okay, so I'm trying to remember, is it 2 purple when you're attacking someone?
I think so.
I'm trying to remember now.
Melee, yeah.
For melee, yeah, it's 2 purple.
Right. Okay. All right, go ahead. Is that what your skill is?
My melee is really high.
I can't remember. So okay, if that looks right, then okay. So you're gonna.
Yeah, that's right.
So what's the damage on that? And that's stun damage.
Yeah, it's stun damage.
Compact stunner, stun damage, pierce 2, so it gets so 3.
Yeah, 3 damage.
5 points of damage. He collapses to the floor.
I think before what's that?
Yeah, so it collapses. He collapses to the floor. And what would you like to do with the advantage? Do you have any strain you want to heal, or do you want to give it a pass along the bonus?
Yeah, I'll pass it along to whoever's going next. But if it's alright with you, like before whoever's turn it is, he would turn his head to the other guy and he's like, "Do you want to go next, or do you want to calm your ass down?"
Do you have any strain?
Yeah, I think I have like 3 strain that I took.
Do you want to heal any of that, or you just want to pass all 3?
No, I'll pass all 3. I got plenty of strain to spare.
Okay, 1 second here. Trying to remember now. Oh, actually, it was an extra No, that wasn't. Is it 1-for-1 if you're passing it along?
It's 1 advantage to give the next player a boost die. It's 2 advantage to give somebody you choose.
Right. You're just passing it along to the next one. So you have a choice. You have 3.
Okay.
You
Can
can
I
pass
give
along?
and then put 2 disadvantage on them or something?
So you're going to use one for strain? Is that what you said?
No, I was saying if I can use give somebody a boost die and the rest give the person disadvantage, the guard.
Now, 2, you can add a setback die to the target's next check.
Yeah, I'll do that.
You can also take a free maneuver if you wanted to, but you've already taken 2, so I don't know if you can take a third one. So 1 adds the next ally's check, it's a bonus. 2, you can give a setback or a boost to a specific person. So if you want, you can use 2 to give him a setback and
I'll
pass
do that.
on 1 advantage.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay, so the next dice roll, which might be Osprey's, will have a bonus, and he has a penalty.
Sweet. So one guy has fallen to the ground, and there's the other guy is upright.
Yeah, the one on the ground, he's twitching.
Okay.
The gun is not in his hand. He fell to the ground, dropped, and he's just twitching on the ground.
Okay, so the one that's still standing upright, does he have his gun out, or is he the one that lowered it before?
No, that's the guy who was on the ground. The other one, he's pointing it at the
okay,
at the Kamiho.
Okay, so yeah, and Thrasher, you had turned to him and said, like, basically calm down. And so as you're saying that, Osprey is stalking up to this guy full of vim and vigor and completely like projecting authority, and she is going to get up in that guy's face and tell him to lower his gun right now, or I will have his badge. And I'm doing coercion on him.
Okay. And just because I'm a mean person, I'm being nice. I'll give you guys a story point. Okay, you may go.
So I've got a boost and he's got a set. No, I've got a boost and then you've upgraded. Is that what you've done?
Oh,
just so I get straight.
Oh, you can do. Here, I'll give you the boost. So you got 1 boost. He has 1 setback, and he has an upgrade. So you can roll your skill. Sorry?
If you put this setback on, that's going to be against me, isn't it?
No, the setback's on him because it's on the. Oh, right. Hold on. That's the for. I'll give you another. I'll translate it to another boost. Okay, so you got 2 boosts, but he has an upgrade. Okay, go ahead.
Okay.
He lowers his gun and backs away. Goes. He actually, he puts it away and he backs away. It's like, okay, what? Just don't like. I'm just trying to. The creature escaped, got out, and we're just trying to. Was told to keep it in there. That's all. Just trying to follow orders.
Calm down. You said the creature escaped.
Well, no, it got out. She got out. The cell is open. She can walk out.
Okay, just calm down. Nobody needs to get hurt here. This is all good now. Okay, we're here to make sure she's fine and that she stays where she's supposed to be. And can I use one of those advantage to heal a strain?
Sure. Yeah, because you didn't. You can use 2 of them if you want to heal 2. Because you would have taken 2 at least, right?
Yeah, I've taken 2.
So yeah, you could. Yeah, you can recover 2 strain. In case anyone was looking, she is the lady still in the cell with her hands up. She hasn't put them down yet, even after the guards have put down. Well, one had no choice, and the other one was scared of. Is your character little?
Yeah, my character, I mean, she's short, she's slight, but her attitude's big.
Oh yeah, definitely. Something about your character, and he was well, because your coercion is 4 with 1 rank, or yeah. Well, yeah, you convinced him to back down. Like his hand is on his gun, but it's in his holster. Like he's a little shook up, and he just like, but he is more because I think he's on the ready, but he's a lot more receptive to what you guys are saying.
Yeah, and so now that he's kind of calmed down a little bit, Osprey would look towards Canary and kind of give her the nod.
Canary would stand up. I'm going to leave my gun down by my side, not hold it up, but I'm also going to try to usher the 2 civilians that were behind the table with me out the door and away from the situation currently.
Where do you want them to go? Like they'll listen.
I would like them to leave the way that we came in, take the steps to the first floor, and exit the building.
Oh, so you want them to try to leave the building? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, okay. So they'll head upstairs. No, they'll leave and they'll head upstairs, and they'll say, they'll tell actually. I'll tell Osprey. You know what? She seems calm. Everything. They'll address you by your name, whatever it is.
I go by Osprey even here.
Before you had a code name, you had a code name?
Yeah, I mean that was her name. She's always been that.
It just happened to be a bird. Okay. They say, yeah, Osprey. She seems fine. She's like she hasn't been aggressive since she came in. So, well, since last night she wasn't. She woke up. She was fine. It's they just with all the stuff. They just gotten a little they got spooked. It's I'm not saying they acted appropriately. It's just that's their job. They were, but with everything going on, I don't know. But we'll head upstairs and we'll find somewhere else to be.
I would point at the guy that shot me that I stunned him, and I would be like, "Look, if you don't tell anybody that I stunned you, I won't tell anybody you shot me." Does that sound like a deal?
He's unconscious still, unless you try to wake him.
You said they were both going upstairs. That's why I said.
No, the 2 civilians were.
Okay, so no, I would definitely wake him up and try to get him, slap him up a little,
Can I retrieve his dropped gun off the floor before he tries to wake him up?
The other guy looks like he's about to stop you, but doesn't say anything.
I give him a stink eye.
I'm actually going to hand the second weapon over to Thrasher.
Actually, before they leave, they'll say, "Don't worry, she was worked with us. We can just well, actually, they don't know much about what you're doing now, but they know who you are and what you've done with them. So, well, they know. Yeah, they probably know your abilities. These 2, or just one of them, will know what you can do a little bit.
She might suspect, but not know for 100%.
Because obviously the company knew. So I think she might actually. I think I would say that the one of the knows, the one that has similar powers, you guys, because you guys worked together sometimes, so you would understand. The other one is a lower rank. We'll say doesn't know exactly. Because of the same. So you're not interfering with each other.
Yeah, and I would give her a slight nod as she's leaving.
Yeah, she's the one who's been speaking, and she was your superior. So she may not know where you are and what you're doing now, but you used to work for her, but she's letting you take over, especially with who you walked in with, and she knows you're still with the company.
Interesting. I like that.
So she goes, she tells the guard, you know what? I don't know what she's up to now, where she got reassigned, but just trust her judgment. Trust it as well as you would trust mine. Which they weren't really trusting her at that point. They freaked out. So you're gonna wake up the one on the ground, but you took his gun away.
Yeah, I would like slap the shit out of him, trying to wake him up.
Okay, assaulting the security guards now, well, more so than what you did. You wake up. The other guard helps you to. Well, he's still. He has his weapon is put away, but he's keeping an eye on the creature. So, you're gonna pick him up, put him on a chair, or just slap him on the ground?
I would probably give him like 2 quick slaps, like nothing really hard, but just trying to like wake him up.
Okay, you do enough damage. You can no. So yeah, he wakes up. What? And he's a little shaking. He's looking around. What's going on? But the other guy says, "It's okay. It's okay, Joe. It's or no, wouldn't be. We're gonna go first name. We'll say Johnson. Johnson. Don't worry. It's fine. Stand down. Where's my gun? What's going on? It's like he's a little groggy still right now.
Yeah, if he's still like on the ground when I'm trying to wake him up, I wouldn't like help him get up. I would grab him up, and then I would be like, "I kill people for less. The last time you see me, don't even look at me, and let him go."
So you give well, you stand him up and then let go and see.
I would put him against the wall so that way, if he can hold on to something, if he can't like stand up.
Okay, so so everyone in the room? Yeah, I guess everyone walked into the room. Right now, the door actually closes, and you hear it locking.
The door closes behind us?
Yes, to the hallway.
Okay.
And then it unlocks, and then it locks again, and then it sounds like it's open, trying to open, but it's locked. So you hear cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. And the door to the cell closes. I guess it's like not glass, but like reinforced plexiglass, like something. And Karen, you know that it's warded. But then it opens against and halfway. She still has her hands up. Can I put my hands down? Don't all answer at once.
Slowly, but back away from the door, deeper into your cell.
She was standing in the middle of the cell, and she puts her hands down. She backs over to there's a bench there attached to the wall. She just sits down. No, a bed, we'll say. So she goes to she sits on her bed, keeping her hands visible. I wasn't trying to escape. I'm just trying to help out what I can.
I'm going to walk over to the door and try to open the door back up. See if it's still locked.
It unlocks as you're stepping towards it, but it's closed.
Can I open it back up?
Sure.
And yell at one of the guys to come move the table over to try to hold this door open?
Sure. The one that's without a gun, he's gotten his faculties back. He helps you to drag a table over. The lights flicker out, but a couple seconds later they'll come back on.
Does anyone have an explanation for this phenomena going on right now?
I don't know. I thought it was her, but I don't know. Is it happening all over?
The entire building.
That's not good. Well, we have to stay with her. Keep her here. I don't know. Maybe central office. I don't know. On the first sub basement, maybe find a security chief. Let's see. What name will I think I have a name for him or her. While I look for his name, what are you guys doing?
I think Snipe would kind of lean over to whoever of the party would be closest to him. Is that seriously what a Kamiho looks like? I'm pretty sure Jose would probably be the closest person to me, considering that we both got into the guy's faces.
He would like whispering in Snipe's ear. Well, just imagine a little more teeth and a little more foxy looking.
I don't know. That kind of seems a little bit more foxy than I would kind of like, don't you think?
I think, like I said, she had, once you guys got a little better, she was covered up a bit, but you knew I think she had fox ears and a tail. You don't think she's hiding a tail, and she doesn't have fox ears. But then again, she did look fully human at one point too, I believe. So you're not entirely certain.
Don't be fooled, gentlemen. I would look towards the security guys and ask the location of the security and just verify that they have, if there are any other prisoners in acquisitions that we need to check on.
No, she's the first one. In live acquisitions, obviously there's other items down one floor, but not any live ones.
Anything that in before they became deceased that could have done something like this?
Sorry, anything?
Anything that's currently deceased on the floor below us that could have caused this in life?
I don't know. I've never really been down there.
So kind of given Bryce's history and the fact that he kind of doesn't leave the office, would he know anything more as far as like what would be causing this or any way of getting everything, all the different systems back online properly?
That's a little beyond what you know, but I'll give you a knowledge check.
Okay.
One moment here.
Let me know when to roll. And then is it straight knowledge, or am I using my...
No. Yeah, yours. This is the company. So exactly what do you want to try to figure out?
How to get all the systems that kind of went out back online.
I will give you a boost die. Okay, I put that in. So just roll basic knowledge.
A failure, but two advantage.
You don't know how to actually do it, but you know, there's probably a central computer down a couple floors. Maybe there, but you're not entirely certain.
So I'd look to the rest of the group. Look, I'm been around here for a while, but I'm not 100% sure. I believe there's a master terminal down a couple floors. If we get there, there's a chance we can reboot the system and get everything working properly. As to whether or not the rest of the party believes me or wants to take that to heart, that's up to them.
My only question is, are we taking the prisoner with us, or is somebody going to stay here and guard her?
I'll stay here with her.
Well, the two guards are there. That's her job, and she looks pretty... She doesn't look like she's moving, but unless one of you want to stay.
1.5 guards, unweaponized guard.
Unless someone gives him his weapon back.
No, I'll stay with. I don't really trust them with her, so I'll stay and make sure things stay calm here.
I will give her the other guard's gun and let her decide what she wants to do with the gun.
Okay, so head of security is I'm going to use the name Electra Jones, but probably the other person that you might... There's also Brett Golightly. He's he's number 2. He's more of a security within the building. As she's more Electra's more security of the company in a way, but she's head of security. But she has to deal with all types of security. He's more of the day-to-day security, if that makes any sense there. Both of them would probably be people who you would want to... Like, if you were looking for someone who might know stuff, either one or the other would know.
So would that be common knowledge across all 4 of us?
If any of you think you would know that, this is personnel. You guys would have probably dealt with... actually, you would have dealt with both of them. Probably when you were first hired. Actually, no, you guys would have known at least Electra. She's the head of the department, the head of security, and she probably would have done security checks when you first got hired. So, and you would know her a little more, Josh. She probably gave you a good debriefing when you first got hired, and stuff. She's not someone to be taken lightly.
But would Snipe feel comfortable enough with her where, like, if he were to say, we need her help, she would be more willing versus this other guy?
Well, she's in charge of security for the whole building, not just the physical building, like basic security. She handles everything, including... This falls under her domain. If there's a hacker involved, if that's the case, but Brett would also be involved because it's affecting the day-to-day building as well. Like he handles more of the safety of the people, but she handles everything about security.
I'm honestly personally leaning towards Electra. I don't know about the
Well,
rest of you guys.
You may not know where either of them are.
As far as if we do need to find them, like,
yeah, because he's probably out. He may not even be in the office if wherever his office is. It's hard to say. You guys, it's not like you deal with her on a regular basis. She could be anywhere really. Dealing with the situation. She is hands-on, but she also does delegate things to people.
So before they decide, if we're gonna go see whoever, I think Trasher would turn to Osprey and he would be like, "Do you think this area is safe, or do you have a bad feeling?"
And she would look at you, and she'd be like, actually trying to actually feel that out, because she's not quite sure. There's something just not right about this whole scenario with all the electronics going down and these alarms. I mean, right after we brought in this acquisition. So I don't think she's fully comfortable just leaving this person by herself with these guards.
Gotcha. With him hearing that, he would go to Snipe and he would give him his taser. And he would be like, "Here, you go out with Canary and find the chief, the leader of the security, and we'll stay here and guard her just in case anything happens."
Splitting the party. Thank you. Actually, while you guys are deciding, there's still malfunctions every so often. Actually, there's a couple of security, two security guards show up, and they're wearing a little more. They're wearing some armor. Actually, the other two are wearing armor too, but these ones actually have. These two have carbines on, like a carbine rifle type thing. So, yeah, there's now 4 security guards, and they see you, and these ones don't seem to be reacting to you guys being down here as much. And it's like, all right, Agent Johnson, Agent Jackson. We're here to assist you here. We saw the other two, the negotiators. Whatever their names were. They were. They describe the situation. He turns to the 4 of you, and like one of them, he turns and says, "Thank you for your assistance, but we can handle this here right now."
So essentially, the two came as backup to the other 2 guards to take care of the prisoner.
Yes, security was pretty good, so they had 2 guys with heavy pistols. Now 2 other guys showed up, and they have a little more. They have like carbine stuff, so they came in and to watch the prisoner. But they're not. They seem to be a little more collective, and at least Thrasher and Snipe know for sure that these guys are higher ups. They have whatever their security clearances. It's higher. They're higher level security, and they have a little. They look like they have more training. These guys here, so you guys don't Yeah, so they come down.
I would like to ask them, what information that they have on the present scenario, if they know what's causing it, kind of how everyone's collectively handling it.
Well, Brett sent us, so I should say, I guess Mr. Golightly sent us down here to help secure the prisoner, but we're not. But everything else, we're on high alert. They've been. He has a small squad in the front entrance. Nobody's being let out right now until we know what's going on. And that's as far as I know. I don't know if he's had contact with Miss Jones. I think and the other one says, I saw her, but I don't know what she was doing. She just came through, spoke with Mr. Golightly, and then left. I think she came down. I think she went upstairs. Actually, I'm not. No, she went downstairs. That's what.
Do you have a radio or a cell phone that could get in contact with either one of them right now?
He thinks about it for a moment, and he hands you his radio.
Are they on a special channel? Do I need to?
Well, yeah, you Well, they're on the channel already, so they hand you. He takes off his radio and hands it to you, like a little like an earpiece. We'll say it doesn't have to have anything else.
Okay. So I would slide it in my ear, and I'm assuming that both Electra and Brett know of our team.
They would have to know, yes. You know that.
Okay.
Well, since you just started with the company, so you've had to deal with. All of you have dealt with Electra directly, and you probably know of Brett. Actually, he may have been in the. He was probably in the meeting too. It was probably the two of them when they did questioning and security stuff when you were first hired.
Okay. So I would put the earpiece in, and I would announce myself. Canary coming in, looking for Brett or Electra. Over.
Actually, I'm going to clarify something. Just a quick thing. Osprey, you may not have met. Actually, no. Everyone, for some reason or another, even if they've been an employee, because of your backgrounds or how you came into the company, if it was a recent, they were both. Yeah, you were in meetings with both of them. They would both have access to your full files. Did you identify yourself on the radio?
Yeah, I identified myself as Canary.
Well, I would ask how you got a radio, but I should know better. I'm not surprised you're on the. Not surprised you're involved. Your team is all together. Where are you located?
Here. We're in new acquisitions currently. Everything appears to be safe and secure here.
Yes. Maybe you could, since I know you guys are not gonna. I don't have direct authority over you, but knowing you guys, knowing you in particular, actually the whole team, you might want to head down to the server room. I don't know if you can do anything. I don't think any of you have any capability, but who knows? Maybe you get to see Electra's down there. I actually lost connection with. She hasn't replied back, so maybe Yeah, but she could just be. There is shielding around the computer server, so that could be why I'm not getting a hold of her. But just go down and check on her, see if she needs anything.
Do we think this is an internal attack?
We're not entirely certain. I'm just trying to get the building secure. I haven't seen any physical threats aside from the obvious stuff happening, but I haven't seen anything. My men haven't reported anything yet.
We're severely underarmed. Can you give us clearance to access the lower level armory?
Probably going to regret this, but better safe than sorry. You are authorized to use weapons, so I'll give you minimal clearance. You can head up to level 1 and outfit yourselves.
10th floor. From there, we'll proceed directly down to the server rooms.
Okay, so you guys can head up and you guys can get outfitted in your armor, same as before, same weapons. Josh, you could get a carbine, but everyone else can get the same weapons unless you want something different. But well, this is for the other three. Well, you know what? The quartermaster is not too happy you are here, but he got orders, but he doesn't seem very happy to see the three of you. Well, sorry, we'll say the two of you. Thrasher and Canary.
I think you wink back at him, knowing that he's pissed off.
You probably never had to deal with him before, Snipe, but you go in and requisition. Oh no, you did. Oh, you have. We use those roles. He's not too happy about all this, but he says, "Here, have a carbine," and he hands you one. And he doesn't really want to talk to you guys. I forgot you guys did bad rolls returning your equipment, except Karen. Karen, you can request. Does anybody want anything else? He will begrudgingly give you something else if you need it, something specific. Maybe not in the way of weapons.
My kit, maybe.
I'd like those goggles back.
Oh, yeah. You guys all get those goggles. Jose, did you get the specs on those goggles?
I don't think I ever put like goggles in my inventory, but
I wrote it down on my character sheet. Just a second. What did I write? I wrote high-tech glasses can switch from clear to opaque instantly at the touch of a button. Also has digital zoom, but your sight next to you is penalized at 2 setback. It also has comm devices with heads-up displays.
Basically, yeah, they're night vision goggles, but if you have them turned...
sounds fancy.
They're like fancy night vision goggles. Where did I put it?
Yeah, I wouldn't be opposed to getting a pair, but I mean, if not, it's fine.
No, you guys, he gives you all that because of the lighting situation. He has to give it to you. But these are high tech enough that they're automatic, like instant. If there's low light, they turn on. If there's bright light, it'll switch back. So you basically have no penalties to the darkness now. Let me see. Did I call them goggles, Karen?
I have them listed as high-tech glasses, but...
Oh, that's right, glasses, because You guys are special 8. Oh, there you go. Um, even though I said touch of a button, the ones you could put them. I will say they have an automatic setting. Oh, so if you zoom in with them, like telescopic binocular stuff, you are penalized 2 setback for seeing things around you, I guess. And you guys are all given comm systems too. These ones are actually different than the ones you got. Actually, the same as the ones you got before. Different than what security has. These are actually no. This is what security's been given. This is not normal internal communications because those are routed through internal. These are field communication gear. There isn't a lot of them, but the 4 of you were. Brett sent someone down with 4 of them because there weren't any left we're 3 more because you already had one. So every group needs one, but you guys are special. Okay. Is there anything? Trying to request anything else?
Nope. I'm just gonna smile, sweet and innocent, at our quartermaster as I check the magazine and jam it back into my gun.
Yeah. What did I say? How much ammo did I say, Karen? Like, how much do you have? I don't remember.
I know for regular ammo, I didn't have a specific number, but for the special ammo that I had a number.
That's true. Yeah. Well, that's different. Okay. You know what? If I don't find it, no, never mind. I'll just say you have enough.
I don't have that written down at all.
Ashley, what was it? You had special equipment. What was it again?
I had 4 GPS tracker bullet ammo.
You're not going to be given that. They don't see a use for that, so they're not authorizing that. What else do you have?
Besides the basic gear, the combat knife, combat knife, my compact stunner.
They'll give you that. Basically, you guys have the weapons and the armor, and
my stun grenade.
They'll give you how many stun grenades do you have, or did you have before?
I think I just had 1.
Okay, you still have 1. Anything else? Because they're not going to authorize everything because you're not out in the field.
No, I'm good. I'll keep that.
Okay, Jose, do you have anything different than your axe and your armor and weapons?
No, I mean other than a stun grenade, but that's already in there. So.
Well, okay, but how many stun grenades do you have?
I think I had like 3 or 4. I'm fine with 1. If that's what you're asking.
Okay, hold off on that. Karen, do you have anything special?
No, she goes in very minimalistic with her weapons. That's not her forte.
Okay, so they will. The stun grenades. They will have 4 stun grenades. So you can divvy them up how you want.
And then can I try to essentially like hustle or like make this situation sound a whole lot worse than it is to try and get the quartermaster to give me an assault rifle and like use deception against
we did those rolls before, so we'll say this is what you're using them for. And
okay, that makes sense.
Because you said, can I get sniper rifle? We don't have any. Assault rifle. No, leave me alone. Assault rifle. Here, take a carbine. Leave me alone. Both you and your friends. I don't want to see you anymore. But he said, well, we might need grenades. We might night vision goggles. Fine, you were authorized for that. He's reluctant to even put out the stun grenades, but he puts 4 of them out. That's it. No more. Go.
Yeah, I would take 2, and I would hand the other 2 to Snipe.
Well, Ashley, did you want might have taken one?
Yeah, I had 1.
Okay, well, yeah, I would give her 1 and give the other 1 to him then.
You guys are each going to take one, or someone taking 2?
Thrasher can have. Osprey wouldn't take one.
Okay, so who's taking 2?
I think Thrasher had 2, Ashley had 1, and then Thrasher was giving me 1 based on what I understood.
Well,
Yeah,
so
give
who?
1 to him and 1 to Ashley.
So Ashley has 1, Snipe has 1, Thrasher has 2. Okay.
Yep.
All right. Yeah, we actually can't play much longer, so we might end up cutting it, but we'll see how what we're going in. So, you guys head down the stairs to the other to the server room floor, and you open the door in, and this is a little different. This stairwell, it's off to the side. There's a corridor that goes right to a more of an open area before into the actual server room. You guys can see some of the some security already down there. 2 guys. Actually, no. But yeah, there's two security guys down there, and they were informed that you would be going down. And did you want to do anything? Say anything to them, or just head into the to the server room?
I guess I'm just gonna, call out, "Hey boys, the lecture's still down here?"
Sorry, what was I missed that?
Is Electra still down here?
As far as we know, she went in, told us to wait out here.
Anything weird been going on down here?
Well, aside from the lights, the doors are locking, unlocking. Everything is haywire like it was upstairs.
All right. I guess Canary would continue proceeding towards the door then.
The 2 military guys, and anyone who's really perceptive, they have assault rifles, the 2 of them. And they have, let's see. And they have, okay, actually, they both have heavy combat armor. Actually, I'm going to say one of them has heavy combat armor. One of them has more of a vest. Actually, I'll say both have heavy combat armor and assault rifles.
Do they look like the rest of the people that we've seen before? Or do they look like any different at all?
Oh, they're higher level security. This is probably Electra's team. She probably has a few people on her team separate from Brett's team.
Gotcha.
Upon walking up, do we notice like the security level?
Yeah, you on their badge it'll have their however the security will say like they probably have the highest clearance short of Brett, Electra, and like some upper management. Like they probably have the highest for the security personnel without being top level. So they probably know who you guys are. Maybe you don't know how much detail, but they know who you are and what team your special team.
So, Snipe would simply look over to them and be like, "She's expecting us." and just keep walking right past them towards wherever we understand where Electra would be, not even stopping to pay them any mind.
Well, you don't know if she's expecting you. Brett said to go down and help her out, but no one was able to contact her. The room is pretty shielded.
So then I almost imagine he's saying it with like a false sense of bravado, like a deception, trying to like she's expecting us, like let us through, don't even bother to try and stop us.
Oh, they're not. They're on alert, but they're not on high alert. They're just keeping an eye. When you came down, they were expecting you. They looked over. Their guns were up, but not pointed at you. They knew you were coming down. Oh no, they're not. Yeah, they were. They didn't approach you. You came over to them. You had a few words with them, but they're not. Yeah, she's in there. Go ahead. So, anything else before you head in?
Snipe just walks right past them and walks in.
Okay. You guys follow him?
I would. But I would say actually behind, just make sure that they go first. But I will be walking with my axe like on my hand, like just have it on my shoulder.
So Snipe goes in, followed by Thrasher.
And I would be in the back. I would make sure the other two go first.
Okay, so you hold the door open for the ladies. Okay.
Oh, I'm not going in right.
Oh, you're not going in? You're going to stay out?
I'm going to wait for Thrasher to go first. I'm not going before him.
So Thrasher's saying, okay, ladies, go in.
It's the whole no after you
Osprey
situation.
Yeah, Esper Osprey says, no, I'm not going in. Canary, are you going to just walk in? Or are you gonna...
Yeah, I'm walking in. I'm going.
Okay, so Snipe, Canary, go in. Thrasher and Osprey are deciding. You go in. No, you go in. I'm not going in.
No, obviously, if she didn't want to go in before me, I would go in, and then,
And I'm kind of using you as a kind of cover, to be honest.
I think it would be used up by now.
Okay. You go in. You guys can see that on your glasses, display keeps switching every once in a while to like night vision, regular, but you see a flicker, and you can see the light diminishing around you, but right through the lenses, it's always perfect vision. It might flicker for as it switches over from dark to light, but nothing doesn't affect you. Like you just notice it transitioning from night vision to regular vision, or in between, depending on how bright it is. Yeah, these are a little better than the ones that they gave you for the field, but I think they realized you needed it in the conditions here. So we'll start off with Snipe. You walk in first. So you walk through the first door. It's you're actually in a smaller room. It looks like it's an anti-static room sort of thing, where people go in and try to make sure they don't have any like static on them before progressing through the next area into the server room. The door on the far end is closes. Jars open a little and then all the way, and it's moving back and forth. Do you take any precautions here, or you just proceed over to the door?
I don't think he even takes precautions. I think he's very straightforward, very mission-oriented. He's trying to get somewhere, and he doesn't have consideration for anything else.
Okay, but you're smart enough to know. I'm just saying about computers and static
Well, yeah, like it wouldn't be where he like forces the doors open. Like he would walk into like the cleansing chamber, let the doors close so that way it destatifies them, and like wait for that process.
There's probably some outfits there. It looks like almost like hospital scrubs, I guess. Ones that slip onto your feet, and then and then gloves as well. There's probably. I think that's yeah. So they say there's static boots and gloves. Do you put any of those on?
I think he would put on the boots or like the shoe covers, but not the gloves because he already has his gloves on. We're the only thing that are.
I would say, I would guess you're wearing rubber boots, like rubber soled boots. So it's up to you if you're going to put those on. I'm guessing like a combat boot.
Yeah, like he's already pretty much always ready to go in case he's ever called. So
I'm guessing Thrasher's wearing combat boots as well.
Yes, me too.
And Canary, are you? I don't know if your character would wear something like that. Ashley? You're muted. Okay, Karen.
No, Osprey's totally in heels. Like this was just a day at the office, right? This wasn't supposed to happen.
You could have gotten combat boots from the quartermaster if you went out. You weren't.
No, they wouldn't go with my outfit.
Okay, are you going to try to put on booties?
Yeah, so she would take off her heels and put on the booties.
Oh, okay. So no shoes. Okay, that's fine. Ashley, you there? Okay. Oh, are you wearing like a rubber-soled combat boots, or I don't know how your character?
Yeah, she's definitely wearing black tactical pants, tucked into kind of mid-shin height combat boots.
Is that your normal attire for meeting at the office? I know it's the other two guys. Okay.
Yeah.
So, Karen, you're surrounded by military-dressed people when you went to a meeting.
This was supposed to be an interrogation, not.
Well, you weren't going to do any field work, but that's how they dress, I guess. Okay, so anyone not wearing armor? I guess you guys all put at least did you put a vest on at least or no?
I just have the dense clothing vest thing. I don't have like full armor. No, that's too heavy.
Yeah. Okay, so you guys head in, and you guys, Thrasher, you're taking up the rear, and you know she's taking off her high-heeled shoes, putting on some booties and stuff to cover her feet, and you guys, Snipe, you head in first.
Oh, most definitely with haste.
Okay, the door opens, and you like jump through. Canary, you jump through you move through as well, or do you wait? Okay, I'm asking, is anybody waiting? Or is everyone going to make it through?
I'm hot on his heels. I'm going right in after him.
Okay.
I'm making sure everyone else is through first, and then she would follow behind that.
The way I see it, the three of them start trying to get through. They wait a moment. If the door closes, they jump through. Anyone looking back, maybe Thrasher might look back and see you changing out of your shoes.
He'd probably grab her shoes and just put them in his pouch and just be like, you know, you ready? Let me know when you're good. And he would walk in front of her so that way if there was anything to go down, he would get hit instead of her.
You want to try to hold the door for her if it closes?
Well, I mean, I'm gonna wait for her to be done before I go in. So.
That's fine. You guys are all in. You guys, it is dark in here, but your night vision kicks in, and it just row upon row of computer servers. There's a few terminals, and they're all flashing, like terminals off to the side. Everyone roll. I guess it's a perception. It's not going to be too difficult. Yeah, I guess perception. Everyone roll. Okay. Osprey, that's not good. Oh, but you got a triumph. Okay. Think about the triumph. Ash, Canary, you got 2 advantages. Do you need to recover any strain?
No, I'm good.
Okay, think about the. Oh boy, Thrasher's never put him up front as a scout. Okay,
He was too busy looking at my shoes.
the shoes poke through the bag and no. Uh, all right. Oh wow. Only one of you succeeded. Okay. Do you have an idea? Okay, I'll tell you. Describe what none of you see except for Snipe. Snipe's out in front. He sees Electra. What you assume is Electra. Actually lying on the ground, and there's 2 other bodies, possibly maybe technicians. They're down the central thing to the far end in front of a terminal, and one of the servers sparks hits Osprey for 1 point of wound. I'm upping it a bit. Thrasher for 2 and Snipe for 2.
So does that going past the soak, or
Oh, I'm gonna say yes. Big, like a big charge, like almost like a lightning bolt, sparks out, and you guys weren't prepared for that. So I'm gonna say so. However many threats you got. Um, do you have an idea for your advantages, Ashley?
I don't. Is there anything particular that I can maybe tell what Electra was working on?
It's further down. You couldn't see anything. Not that far. You can either take. I have no idea. You can somehow help. Either yeah, you could just pass along a bonus somehow. Or
Yeah, I'll pass along a bonus to the next roll for whomever rolls next.
okay, you can pass on 2. Okay, for the triumph, what are we gonna do with the triumph?
We can always do that. Electra is still logged into the computer system. Just saying.
Karen, you have any suggestions, or do you like it's you're a point, but it's a group thing, I guess.
No, I'm just trying to think. So right now, like we don't see anything really. We see Electra.
No, only Snipe sees Electra. He's standing up. You guys sort of spread out a bit, and all got hit. For some reason, Canary was just further off to the right, we'll say, and the shock came from the left and hit the 2 guys. Yeah, the
So
two guys were standing. So the way I see it, Snipe stepped out in front down the center. Canary went one way. Thrasher went the other way, and then you came in. You were in behind, and the shot came from, say, from the left. Hit the two guys, took the brunt of it, and then hit you. Canary was off to the side, a little more protected. So he has a clear line of sight down the center corridor. The other two were they were off to the side, didn't see anything, and you're behind. Thrasher's Snipe is a big guy, isn't he?
Yeah, he's 6 foot.
Yeah, and you're a little you're a little shorter. Can't see around him, but you do see the two of them. And okay, you know what?
Well, I was just thinking, like, I don't really see anything, but maybe I get a premonition of danger, or like a warning.
You sense it's not something you felt before, but you think there's a presence here, but it's not like anything you've ever sensed before. It's not, you don't think it's physical. Like it's something almost like another mind that you connect to somehow, but you're not entirely certain. But it's a strong mind.
So then would I be able to, seeing as I'm kind of up front and I'm like the only one who's able to see, Electra and these two other people like laying down on the floor, like start to raise up his carbine and be like, secure the perimeter. We have 3 down.
So you want to send the other two down like to the left and right and coming along the outside?
Yeah, like I would proceed straight, and then obviously it's up to the other people as to whether or not they listen. But we have 3 down to like scatter and make sure everything is safe.
Thrasher understands what you asked. Secure the perimeter. I'm guessing Canary would understand as well. Not that you've done a lot of more combat stuff. You do have some training, but you were more negotiating and stuff. But you have an idea of what he meant, secure the perimeter to go along the I guess the sides. But it's up to you if you want to do that.
I'm going to pull my gun and hold it up. So I have it at the ready at this point, especially since he's now told us that, he sees 3 bodies on the floor. And I guess I will take the left path.
Okay. And Thrasher, do you head down the other path?
Yeah, and I would turn around and tell Osprey to hold on to my best, so that way, like, since we can't see that well, we don't get separated.
Well, you guys can see. You guys can see fine. Your glasses cut out any of the. You can see perfectly. It automatically adjusts, so there's no penalties to seeing. So it's just regular light for you.
Yeah, I would check the perimeter and make sure to check the people, make sure they're all right.
Osprey, are you going to say anything or do anything?
I'm going to actually stand right where I'm at, and I'm going to try to pinpoint this other presence. Like I'm going to actively look for this other presence that I'm seeing or feeling. So she's, not going to move. When the other two take off going the perimeter search, she's going to stand right there where she's at and kind of take that moment to try and grasp this other mind that she's feeling.
So then,
sorry. I was saying, actually, give me a psionics check, just like a psionics roll, but I'm gonna use it like a perception. If you want, I'm gonna say Actually, is there a... let me see the magic. What would you say? What kind of spell would you say that is? I guess a utility to do like almost like a perception, psionic perception check. I guess like touch the astral plane. I guess I don't know. Okay, augments to enhance conjure.
Yeah, I would say it'd be utility. Like it's not
Okay.
like
What's the what's the I guess it's not really used. Well, it's not really in combat either. Where is it? Genesis. Do you know what page offhand?
214. It says a check to cast a utility spell should always be easy. If the check seems too easy for what you want to accomplish, then what you want to do is probably beyond the scope of utility magic. That is what it says.
You know, I will. I'll make it 2 difficulty.
Okay.
See, I'm going to use a story point to give it an upgrade. Actually,
She gets advantage because this is the next roll since line.
that's correct. Okay. So I upgraded it, and this is not going to be a good roll. But go ahead and roll. I have all the numbers done. It's going to be a little difficult, but you still did that with flying colors. Okay. There is another presence here. You're feeling it. Can I ask, what did your character do before coming to work here?
She probably actually came here straight out of school. So she would have gone to school to, kind of in business to do, to learn about the, contracts and like basically taking her like a business degree because that's what she wanted to get into. And then that's kind of where we realized that she had this ability to kind of read people. And so she was really good at it. And she was scooped up from the company, like pretty much from her graduation.
And they probably gave you some additional training how to adapt your powers a bit so you didn't hurt yourself or others, I guess. Okay. Yeah. So you've never come across something like this. You usually, maybe when you first started, you accidentally connected with other people, but you manage to tune out other people on a normal basis. It's not like you have enough control over your power to not do that accidentally. This here seems it's like another person, another presence, but it's a lot more powerful. Not exactly like your former boss. Maybe actually even something more powerful than even your boss might have been. Like you might have connected for practice. She probably did a lot of the training. This something seems a lot more powerful than she would be, this presence. Just a lot of this psychic energy, for lack of a better description for you.
I'd be like...
And I will say the advantage, unless you have an idea for the advantage. If not, I can give you something.
Can I do a free maneuver?
Yeah, that's 2, isn't it?
Believe.
Or 3.
I just had it and I've lost it.
2 is a free maneuver. So Okay, you can do a free maneuver. I'll tell you with the other advantage, you figure out that not only can you sense the presence astrally, we'll say, for terms that we can understand, you think that you actually think it's in the computer, which you were probably thinking already, but you think you know exactly the terminal in front. It's everywhere, but its base, we'll say consciousness, is in the computer in front of you, in the terminal there. But it's also everywhere at the same time too. It has full control, you think, over the whole system. But yeah, you could do a free maneuver.
As a free maneuver, I'd like to go towards Snipe, and I would let Snipe. I know this sounds kind of crazy, but bear with me. There's something here, and it's in the computers, and she would point to the terminal that she's getting the biggest read from that you said.
That's you can see if you move up, Electra and the two technicians are lying in front of that computer.
Yeah, and I would point to that. I was it's there. I can feel it.
Kind of would look at you, stone face. Do you know how to get it out?
No. This is beyond. This is something I've never dealt with before. I don't know what this is.
Walking over to Electra, checking to see if she even still has a pulse. Does she have a pulse?
Give me you know what? I'm gonna say, give me a medicine check. Yeah, you can roll.
I was trying to find medicine on the. Okay, here we go.
Is there a medicine?
Yeah, there is.
Still getting used to all the skills.
Yeah, me too. I got a success and an advantage.
You have 2 ranks in it?
No, I have 2 green. I don't know how it was 2 orange.
Reset your pool and try again.
But then I'm not going to roll as well.
Okay, try again.
There we go.
Oh, there we go. Oh, you're right. You can't feel a pulse, but you think you see her. You know what? I don't know. You can't see a pulse. You don't know if she's unconscious or you just. She's wearing a lot of. She's like armored up, a bit, so you can't really get a pulse reading on her. You don't know if she's unconscious or not. Do you have any strain down?
No.
You can do a free maneuver.
Oh, wait, I do have strain.
How many?
I have 2 strain.
Okay, you can take 2 strain and pass along a boost to someone.
So as an advantage instead of a boost,
sure.
Would I be able to see any way of either rebooting the system or like notice anything abnormal that would explain like her, I guess, premonition, as she says, or this strange being?
Now that you're close enough, and as you got, you're almost right in front of the system. There's a ghostly face of a woman on the screen, and okay, Karen, you had a free maneuver you wanted to take, but you also have your regular maneuver as well. Not that we're really in combat, but you have another maneuver. Well, yeah, that's more of a combat, so you won't have to do a free maneuver if you wanted to do something else with your. Was it 2 points?
I will give. Let's actually just give a boost to Thrasher.
Oh, specific boost. Okay,
Yeah.
so narratively, how do you go about giving him a boost?
So our glasses are kind of like a comm link as well, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So she would like press that, and she would say to Thrasher, like they've worked together a little bit. So they're not new. So she's kind of got this code word, and she says that to him. I don't know, goose down, something like that. And he knows that it means unseen assailant. And so he's prepared and more vigilant for whatever's going to happen.
Okay. Thrasher, you get that message as well. Actually, I'll be Karen, you also saw the face on the screen. It was something visible in front of the two of you. So you see him bend down, check the pulse, and then as you looks up to say something, there's this ghostly image of a woman appearing on the screen. If you guys ever saw the event page, you would see the face there. Thrasher, so you get that, you hear goose down over the comms. What are you going to do now?
I'm gonna start moving forward and like looking around corners, having my weapon ready, and just being, careful, vigilant.
All right, Ashley, what is Canary doing?
I'm just kind of slowly creeping forward, still on the left side. Just keeping my eye out for any additional bodies or anything strange.
Okay, so Thrasher and Canary, you guys are walking up the sides. You peer around the corner and you see the five of them in front of the terminal, three lying down on the floor, and then your two friends, two allies. There's Thrasher's kneeling down, checking a pulse, and Osprey. Keep getting. I don't know why Osprey and now I can't remember the other one. But I get the two names, Osprey and Kestrel, for some reason. Because I have no idea what the two of them look offhand. So, okay, so you guys can all hear a voice. Sounds artificial. We'll see. Hello. Can I help you? And a little bit of and then a laugh.
So then it's me and Osprey in the center, and then essentially it's like a diamond format. So essentially it's like us two in the center and one on either side of the room, and we're all staring at the terminal, and the terminal is essentially talking back to us.
Everyone can hear in the room. The two of you are in front of the terminal, and the face sounds like it's talking to you. The other two can't see it from their. They can almost make it out, but it's a little difficult.
I think, caught off guard, the voice rings in his head. He's completely frightened at this point. And he looks over to Osprey for anything to calm him down. But you can see his hands start to shake as calloused as this man has ever been, he seems to be getting worried.
Anyone else gonna say or do anything?
Yeah, so Osprey would actually reach out and touch Snipe, trying to calm him down. I would like to maybe potentially, what can we do here? Like cast, like heal, except I'm not trying to heal him, I'm trying to calm his emotions.
Let's see. Yeah, I don't know if heal.
Restoration, maybe?
Yeah, because I'm trying, like, if you think about it, I'm trying to like heal his mind, really. I'm trying to calm those fears that he's got there. There's something, some sort of trauma he's facing right now, and she's trying to almost
Okay.
like manipulate it and put it back into the little box where it belongs, kind of thing.
Okay. Give me the roll.
You've done all the difficulty part stuff. I just have to hit it.
Yes.
Okay. Woo!
Oh my goodness. Okay. Um, upon success, a character heals one wound per uncancel and one strain per uncancel. Okay. Do you have any wounds? Yes, you do have a wound, do you not?
Yes, I have 2 wounds.
How many strain do you have?
None.
Okay, you heal one wound. Right, so you heal one wound, and as well, because you just feel with this. Well, you describe it, Karen.
So this kind of like a calming presence just kind of basks over you, and what you were afraid of before kind of seems to recede a little bit, and so it's almost like you were kind of watching like almost this like shimmer past your body. You don't actually see this, but it's like what it's feeling, and you just, all that tension that you were just feeling kind of dissipates a little bit.
How many wounds did you have?
I had 2 wounds, but now I'm only at 1.
Karen, except for the 2 strain that you just used, did you have any?
I do not believe so.
Well, would you when you casted the spell before? Oh.
It wasn't a spell. You just had me roll the psionics. I didn't know if that was a spell.
Oh, I thought you did on a utility one before. Okay. Okay.
You might be right. Okay, yeah. No, then I would have, like, because
Okay.
I didn't know if that was actually a spell or not that I was casting at that point. So yes, I would have 2 from that.
Okay. Let's just say the 2 of you are fully healed, except those 2 strain that you just used, Karen.
Okay.
But no wound, no strain, and somehow when you reached out to try to help him, you unleashed a bigger blast, I guess, of healing, and it was a little. You haven't really done this in a stressful situation before, and for some reason, you put too much. It just surged for some reason, and you let out an aura of healing. Actually, you know what? I'll be nice. The other 2 of you, do you have any? If you have any, all your strain and all your wounds is gone, and the computer system gets hit as well, and the face looks like she's like got hit with something, and whoa, What what just happened there? Where am I?
The person who said that, would that be Electra or who?
Oh, I forgot about that. This was the computer voice. But yeah, you can see the three bodies that are starting to stir as well. And like their eyes are opening, but the voice came from it was the artificial voice and the face on the screen. Nobody?
I'm going to pointedly ignore the face and the voice, and I instead want to lean over and check the vitals of Electra and the other one.
Okay, so you move up. They look like they're as you start walking, moving closer, you can see the bodies. They're moving. They're moving, and looks like they're waking up before you even get there. Wow, my mind a lot clearer now. But where? It's like there's a fog lifting. Where am I? What's going on?
You're in the server room.
Server room? What server room?
What do you mean, what server room?
I don't know where I am. There's like energy around, but I don't know. No, this is the voice, the computer voice, the face on the screen that you were interacting with that said hello before.
Okay. Who are you?
My name is Elaine. I work for she lists the name. Anyone can do a knowledge check, see if they anyone can roll a knowledge, just a basic knowledge check. There's no penalty for that, so yeah, those no. The other two, no. Oh, how did you get a?
It's got us all with the 3 difficulty, so I'm not sure what that's up.
The 3 difficulty yellow. How did you get a yellow? The two of you.
No idea.
If
I will try this again.
everyone reset your pools, and Jose, Karen, roll again.
I just did, so I got the 2 green.
Yeah, but how'd you get a? How are you getting an upgrade? Jose?
I don't have. Oh,
I don't know. I reset my thing. I'll reset it again.
Do y'all have a rank in knowledge?
Oh, this is just general knowledge. Okay. All right. Osprey. When she says the name, yeah, I work for Stephen Delaney. That name you came across. It's one of the just someone from accounting, one of the managers in accounting of this building. So she said she works for that person.
You mean it's Steve Delaney from accounting?
No, her name is Elaine.
No.
She works for Steve Delaney in account. Oh,
Yeah, so I said,
Oh.
you mean Steve Delaney in accounting?
yes, I work for him. I'm certain exactly where I am. There's like lights and.
What's the last thing you remember?
I was heading home from work and oh no, I think I was in a car accident. Am I dead? Electra is up at this point. It's like, what? Elaine? Yeah, it was, you were in a car accident. Yeah, a week ago. You passed away. There yeah, I know everything that happens, especially something odd like that. I don't forget something like that. Do you have any idea how she got in the computer system? Karen, can you give what? Let me see your character quickly. You have. Okay, this is going to be an odd roll. Let's see how you have. Your intellect is 2. So I'm going to give you. Let's see if this works. I'm gonna just. Can you just hit the roll button? See if that works for you. Okay.
That what was supposed to happen?
Oh no, that's what the roll was.
Oh, okay.
That's what I put in. I basically gave you 3 ranks in intellect because it was psionic, I guess. Even though it's not, so it wasn't like it was based off the knowledge. So that 3 upgrades would make the 2 green, yellow, and then I give you a bonus green. You have no idea how it happened, but you think the only thing you could describe, because you've contacted with her, she like Electra does say that she registered as a psionic, but never really developed her powers. Like she had like a mental block, I guess. And so when she says that, you think perhaps when she passed on, it released her mental block, and having a connection to this building, her spirit came here, and the only thing you can say is she possessed the computer system. But with a traumatic death, maybe it fractured her mind or something. You don't know. It's like she seems fine now, but you have no idea how something like that would happen. It's not your area of specialty.
No, I know nothing about this computer stuff, and yeah, this is all new.
Yeah, but from what you understand and connecting with her, you think she's trapped.
Yeah.
And with that triumph, you think you can. You don't know how she got in, but you think you can release her. Karen?
Yeah, Karen doesn't know what to do.
It looks like she's just, from what you understand, she got lost somehow, but you think she seems fine now. Like that's two triumphs that you've gotten in the last few rolls. So
do I think like maybe I could like call her or make some sort of like, I don't know, like a psionic presence or whatever to call her towards it and get her out of the computer, out into like normal space where she can go to where she's supposed to go?
Oh yeah, you know, you don't know how she got in. You have no clue, but you think you can guide her out of the computer system and release her.
I will try that. I will try to do that.
Electra's wondering what. Okay, this is just weird, even for us. So wait, there's a ghost in our machine system. Is that okay? You. She looks over. Osprey. What's going on? This is. I'm not asking them. Pointing to the two guys. I'm pretty sure they have no idea what's going on. I'm going to ask you. What's going on?
I don't really know what's going on. All I know is that Elaine is in the computer, which makes no sense to me whatsoever, but I will try to help her out.
Yeah, you do that. That's probably better for all of us. Electra looks over at Snipe. You okay?
Still completely frozen. His nerves have calmed. He's not shaking. But you can see in his face, it begins to grow 2 skin tones lighter in his fears. Looking over to Electra, taking a really big gulp in. I'll be fine. I have an idea. It's a long shot, but I have an idea.
What do you mean you have an idea?
And you'd see him take off his padded armor. And he'd begin to mumble under his breath. Mechanically, I'm trying to use like a conjuring spell to essentially summon her out of the computer system and essentially reanimate her as a summon ally. Seeing as she would have worked for the division, or at least the corporation, I figured that might work in the situation.
Sure. Well, hold on. I was gonna. Karen, were you doing something? I just wanted to know if you guys are both casting spells at the same time.
No, I'll let Snipe do this.
Okay.
Yeah.
So just as you're like trying to figure out, okay, what if I do this? All of a sudden, he starts chanting. I guess.
Yeah, I guess like maybe my words I'm talking to out loud and out stuff, and he gets it. I don't understand, and he does, and he's going with this.
So you're trying to talk through your thoughts and say, well, I guess being astral energy, we might be able to pull her out, but separate her from the machine. But I have no clue. Do you have that spell, Karen, at all?
Conjure? No.
Okay, so you're trying to figure it out, and then it clicks in with Snipe. Sorry, go ahead, Josh.
Mm-hmm. And as he takes off his padding, he begins to chant under his breath. And he kind of does like this screwed up version of the sign of the cross. And he says, "Come and be what you were, and be as you were in peace. As you begin to see lights, almost like veins glowing throughout his skin in this light blue aura, as he's essentially casting Summon Ally as a conjure spell.
Yeah, one moment here.
Which would still be under his primal, right? Because that's where he draws his magic from. So it would be, I would be rolling my primal against whatever you would set the difficulty +1 purple
Okay.
as the Summon Ally.
I'm giving you an upgrade for that triumph, and are you going to be using anything? Story point?
Do you guys think I should use a story point?
You have 4 of them. It's the end of the game.
Yeah, sure. I'll use a story point. Yeah.
All right, roll.
All right, so my primal, right?
Yes. Well, your magic. That's
yeah.
It's listed the primal. Yeah, go ahead.
Three successes, 2 threats, so that would be 1 success and 1 triumph, right?
Oh, it's already calculated. You take. It's not going to matter. You take an extra 2 strain, so you take 2 for casting the spell, and then 2 more. So you take a 4 strain total. Go ahead. Tell me what you do. It's all up to you, and you got a triumph.
So as he begins to chant this and his veins begin to glow this light blue, the light begins to kind of grow into his face, filling out all the different cracks and crevices and scars. And the scars seem to even glow brighter, almost as if they change in different colors. As you begin to see all the servers begin to light up, with the blinking lights, and they were going from flashing all red to starting to flash green. I'm almost imagining where we came in, the terminals in the back start to flash green first, and it's like you can hear like a reboot process in the back servers, and then the second row, and then the third row, and then the fourth row, and then everything is coming back into the center console, and you can see as the humanoid face begins to be pulled out of the screen, and it begins to reanimate this body of this person. You can see as her head completely comes out of the screen, her hand grabs onto the computer terminal, and she begins to start to pull herself out of the terminal completely, until she stands present in front of all of us.
So, this figure, this ghostly figure of Elaine, comes out of the computer, and looks like a relief on her, and she just dissipates and disappears. You can no longer Osprey. You can no longer sense her. And
I'll turn to Sniper and say, "She's gone. You did it."
She is never gone. She's only in peace.
So you basically systems reboot, everything comes back to normal. Electra gives you a nod and clasp on your shoulder, Snipe, and she says, 1 hour debriefing in the meeting room off of Hawk's office, and I got a bit of work to do. And she goes on the radio and starts communicating with Brett and everyone else, and but pretty sure everything's back to normal with the rebooting of the system. All the security, all the lights, all the alarms, everything is off. Everything seems to be working fine. The technicians just get back to work and just make sure anything that was damaged, they're fixing it and stuff, and so everything starts getting busy now, and more technicians come in and stuff, and you guys head upstairs. You haven't really. Hawk has never shown. You guys don't know him very well, but he's never really shown a lot of emotion. But you see, he actually still doesn't show any after all this, and he just nods and says, "Oh, good work," and says, "Now, if you don't mind, just tell me what the hell is going on." And fade to black. I'd like to thank anyone, because that's still Jose watching. I'd like to thank Jose for watching and playing, and anyone else who might watch this. And ran a little longer than I planned, but we managed to get it done without. So an actual second episode is now complete. I'd like to thank everyone, and we'll go just quick outros. Karen, Josh, Jose, and Ashley.
Thank you, Paul, for running this game. It's great. I can't wait to find out what you're going to throw at us next time. Yeah, if anybody wants to check out, I've got the channel Myth and Gears, where we also are playing Genesis in a pirate setting. So yeah, thank you very much, and thank you everybody for playing.
Yeah, thanks everyone. It's been a pleasure to get back into the RPG community. If you are interested in playing RPG games online, go ahead and check out Absolute Tabletop. I'm sure the link is below. They are the go-to, very open, very friendly environment for you to get into some games, whether you are brand new to any system or have been playing all your life. Go ahead and check out some Dargon Gaming Squad. We have some amazing content out there. There's a lot of live plays and some review videos for you guys to check out. All links are in the description. Thanks, Paul, for running this. And until next time, we shall see the true nature of Snipe.
Thank you, Jose.
Yeah, thanks, man. I had a lot of fun, and I definitely didn't see it going where it went, especially with the ghosts and all of that. I thought that people were trying to sneak in and maybe take the prisoner out and stuff like that. So that was definitely pretty cool. Wasn't expecting that at all. And sorry, I know I went a little bit crazy and I almost stabbed somebody. So.
All right. Thank you, players, viewers, and Paul alike. Short and sweet. Canary, signing off.
And as we just heard Ashley, that was the way the voice sounded. A little robotic. Thank everyone, players. It was great. Thanks, Josh, for joining us. And I just wanted to throw something a little different. I like how you guys are all gung-ho, got to get all these weapons, all this armor, let's go fight something, and it's nice to change it up a little. Well, thank you, everyone. Thank you, players, and until next time.